Boy, did I pick the wrong song for that. Anyway, welcome back to Showtime number 13. I'm Dorjan.
And I'm Half-Life 15.
And in part 1, we discuss artillery, its general pros and cons, and little tips and tricks on becoming a better arty player. In part 2, Highflyer took you through the city maps and to show you why you're not so useless in a artillery on a city map. Now it's part 3. We're going to go through some more general tips and answer your questions in the chat for who is live, and obviously read them out to people watching on the archive. Now, the last tip we didn't discuss in part 1 was counter-artillery, and that's because there is a time and a place for it. If you are spending your time countering artillerying, you are not doing damage to the team. Now, if you are, let's say, a tier 4 artillery and all your rest of your teammates are tier 6 artillery and the enemy have got 3 artillery, it might be worth your time trying to catch them. If there's 5 arty on both sides, having 1 or even 2 of your arty looking for the enemy arty is also a very good use of your resources. However, artillery or counter-artillerying is all about watching tracers. Seeing some of your tanks get attacked by an artillery shell or artillery tracer, or having a teammate ping, there's definitely a shot coming from over there. Then check out the bushes around the area, because most people sit in a bush, and seeing their shots fired. If you see a shot fired, fire directly behind where the tracer came from, and there's a good chance to take one out. Like that. The other thing to avoid counter-artillery is what we covered in part 1. Drive forward or drive backwards, do a little twist and trying to avoid the shot. It's very hard to counter-artillery someone who actually doesn't want to be counter-artilleried. However, if you are countering artillery, the person under attack will be definitely moving between shots. In mid-tiers, that is bigger of an issue than it is for higher tiers, because the higher tiers have such a long reload time that repositioning is not a problem. But the lower tiers, they actually fire pretty quickly. And so just sitting there re-aiming is actually beneficial to them if they can get away with it. Oh, dear. I'm sounding very bunged up.
Yeah, bunged up.
Yeah, I'm sounding more and more like, nah. Anyway, we're going to look to the chat now and have a look to see if you guys have got any questions for us. Cool.
Well, BPS, he asked, can you talk about specific models of LR that have advantages over others like the Su-26 and the Batchat 155 with the rotating turret and, you know, the high damage of the Russians and so forth.
Well, I'll go through the basic tanks that are generally speaking used for most teams for the ESL and stuff like that. So if we look at the low tier ones, you have some special mentions like the Su-26 with that excellent arc we showed you with and rotating turret, but its damage is pretty low. Then you've got things like the Bison and the Sturmpanzer, which also have got really good arcs. The Bison, until its recent nerf, was just chosen all the time, but it's still reasonably well chosen because with sufficient numbers, and it's very cheap, remember just 2 tier points, it can hit almost anywhere. People who think they're arty safe in a heavy tank will get hit by the Bison, and it does with a gold shelf. It directly hits up to like 300 damage. That's as much as an IS-3 sometimes gets with a direct shot. So in a tier 8 battle, the Bison is actually really well respected because it can do a lot of damage if it's lucky. The Sturmpanzer 2 is also sometimes used, but much to a lesser degrees. With the French artillery, you have the ability, or the luxury should I say, of repositioning. The Batchat tier 8 can also got a turret, I believe, on it, which is the only other artillery apart from the Su-26 that has a rotating turret. But the favourite ones are things like the Lorraine 155, 52 and the GW Panther. Now the GW Panther is obviously German, but these two tanks are almost identical. They're artillery units. The GW Panther and the Lorraine 15551, the tier 7 French, are very similar in the sense they've got really good arcs, really decent damage, and are reasonably quick to reposition. So they're really favoured for the 7v7 42. Oh my god. This illness is really taking me out. Anyway, the Russian tree are known for the higher damage and higher splashes, but generally speaking, much less maneuverable. But the USA ones are, was it the T92 has got the highest damage or highest accuracy? Highest damage, that's it. As you go further up the USA tree, you get less and less accurate, but much higher damage. So by the time you hit the T92, you have the least accurate artillery, the biggest blast and the biggest damage. Unless that's changed, but that's definitely how it was.
Oh, that is.
And the Batchat has a autoloader, yes.
Yep.
Right, next question. Any more that's any good? Come on, guys. Give you questions.
I have a question. What kind of equipment should you equip on an artillery?
Depends on the artillery, as always.
Does it? Does it?
Yeah, I think so.
Aim speed, loading speed. Boom.
Well, that's definitely the two you should always have, of course.
Yeah.
Apart from the autoloader, the rammer and the aimer are two imperatively important ones to have. The lane drive and the aimer. The other thing is also skills. Brothers in Arms is a big favourite for artillery because it's the only other skill that helps you with reload times. So that's actually really favourable on artillery. Oh, pardon me. The other one is actually coated optics or binoculars. It sounds weird, but very often artillery are left in the base alone near the end of the battle, or it gets down to artillery versus artillery. Now, the artillery unit with the greatest sight at that point is the one that can hide and see the other guy first, and the person who's seen first dies first. That's also quite often used, but it's very niche. The camouflage net is not really needed. Some people will swear by it, but by the time you get to the bigger artillery units, it doesn't really help all that much. But some people say that it does. So I would say play with it and do some research for that. But yeah, I wouldn't actually take the camouflage net on most artillery. You just don't need it. If you're in a good position, that is. I would rather go for, obviously, gun lane drive and rammer plus some sight. Cool. What about you, High Flyer?
Yeah, well, I never put camo on my artillery because I'm moving constantly, so
yeah,
there's no point in it. And yeah, same thing as the skills. I only go for Brothers in Arms on it just to get the ventilation bonus of 5%. Even though it's so small, it's still 1 second.
I would definitely get, if you have the option for ventilation on some of the closed units artilleries, then definitely go for it. Definitely. Yep. Okay. Any other questions? If you could be an animal, what would you be?
What?
If you could be an animal, what would you be?
Kangaroo. I would be a kangaroo.
Yep. Why would you be a kangaroo?
Because I love dunking in basketball.
They're pretty good jumpers, I guess.
I don't want to be a frog. That's too small.
What would I be?
What would you be? What would you be?
I don't know.
You don't know? You asked it. Didn't you?
I didn't ask it. No, I'm reading it from the chat. I really don't know.
You don't know?
No, I really don't. I'd never given it a thought. I'm always glad to be a human, you know? It's not what I thought. I wish I was an animal. I was just like, nah, I'm happy to be human, thanks.
Yeah, parrot. Yep. You're a parrot.
I'm a parrot. Okay, I'm a parrot.
Or a goat.
Okay.
What do I feel about premium shells in artillery?
What do you feel like in premium tank?
No comment.
Yeah, that's the...
No comment.
That is the one where it's hard to talk about because... Yeah, it's hard to give judgment upon premium shells because in some respect, in some premium shells, they are not bad. They have a disadvantage, but mainly they have advantages, of course. But the high explosive ones just give you ridiculous, like more blast radius and stuff like that. I think they should have balance between the shells. All shells should be equally worthwhile. They should just be used in different ways. That's how a game would be designed, but I know it's not quite like that, and it's semi-based in real life and all that jazz. But for me, I would go for, okay, you want bigger blast radius? You have less damage. You want high penetration? You have less damage. You want high damage? You have less penetration. Simple things like that.
You want high penetration, high damage? Go for new TD.
You didn't just go there, did you, sir?
I hate it so much. But luckily, I don't play tier 10 games at all, nearly. So I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't care really, actually. So I have no idea why it just erupted nearly. I contained it, but it's just insane. I saw a game of a dude who just went around and did 1500 average damage per shot.
Yeah.
I was like, no. And I turned the video off. I didn't even see his results. Couldn't bear it. Couldn't
grin and bear that. It looks like there's no question. I think we must have done so well this newbie night that no one's got any questions. Everyone's like, don't know, they just said it all. It's just no point asking a question because they've just said everything there is to know. Is that true? Awesome. I'm happy. Yeah. Star Ladder in 2 weeks. Not this Sunday, the Sunday after, if we get set up, I think.
Awesome.
That's not confirmed, but it's on their schedule. Might be before. I've received this message in-game from I Love Boobies. It's not about artillery, but it's about the Tiger Tank.
Who?
Good evening. How should I play the Tiger Tank? Attack or defense?
Who?
I Love Boobies.
No. Okay, I just wanted to hear that again.
I love boobies. You not love boobies?
I like what? I cannot lie. What? Okay, the tiger. Yeah, I love the tiger. I love you, the tiger.
How should he play the tiger? Defense or attack?
I don't. I love the tiger. I like turtles. If you, I just played as a brawler. People on my Facebook page, we discussed it just this evening, and about one dude said that he kept getting set on fire and ammo racked, and I can count on my stop doing that. he kept getting ammo wrecked and set on fire, and I was like, what? I can count on my one hand how many times I've been set on fire in my Tiger H. And I've not played that many battles. I think I played 100 and something in it, and it's really not, like 221, and I can count on one hand how many times I've been set on fire. So people make it out to be worse than it is.
I love playing the Tiger mid-range brawler too.
Yeah.
I think it's more fun that way. Plus, its armor's great, not amazing, and at mid-range it helps you. 200 plus meters is enough to make the armor so much more tougher with all the drop-off you get from most shells. Plus, with angling and stuff like that, the cannon is pretty good at reasonable DPS rather than alpha. I enjoyed it. I think the Tigers, although a really slow top speed, its actual response time, like driving forward and backwards immediately, is really quick. Don't you think?
I agree. Don't you agree, Victor? I do. Yep, I do.
Because I was really surprised when I first sat in a Tiger around a friend's house. He was like, "Hey, play my Tiger." I had never driven the Tiger before in the game, and I was like, "Okay, let's see how bad it really is." I pressed the forward button, it just went. I was like, "Whoa!" It's a massive tank, and it's just straight away at max speed. I was like, "What the hell?" It's actually really good. It just has a really slow top speed or low top speed. So that's it, really.
We don't really need that great of a top speed, really. It's not really not needed, because when you get to the place you need to go, then you're going to be there.
And acceleration is better.
Roll. Yep.
Yeah. I was actually surprised in my IS3 to struggle against King Tiger one-on-one at close range. I thought it'd be really easy, but I realized quickly that I was in trouble if I didn't start focusing. The Tiger is actually a lot more effective than people think so early on. Yeah. Yep. I think we're out of questions. No one's asked any questions, so we're fine. We've done it. It's a good lesson day today. GG, all that jazz. I'm gonna stretch and say that God damn I hate illnesses. Jeez, everyone's been ill that I know the last week. I've had 3 snowstorms today, where for like 20 seconds, it's like you can see nothing out the window. It's just loads of snow's coming down. Then it stops, and then there's no snow on the ground because the sun's out and it's shining. Fuck Britain.
Oh, fuck Britain.
Really? No, seriously. It's crazy.
Seriously, fuck it. Okay. But yeah, I understand it. It started snowing here yesterday as well, and I was like, no, 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 go back. And it
Yeah,
went back.
no more snow, please. I mean, it's almost out of winter. We've got only, what, 10 more days, 9 more days left to the end of winter. So can't wait for spring to start, but it can't be snowing in spring. Come on. No more snow, please. Right. Only Arty games like the Fun Cup. Yeah, go to Riveting TV Archive and check out the Fun Cup, the Only Arty Fun Cup. That was really good. I enjoyed that. Surprisingly. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but I really did enjoy that Fun Cup.
Yeah, I think he asks if there's any art games like that. Coming up. Like,
Coming up? Don't know.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
No, I would love to set something up. If people could gather full teams, then it would be fun. But that's the hard part when you want to set up some tournaments, because go and find a complete team and then find a lot of teams, and
we could do like I don't know. Okay, if you're interested and you don't want to form your own team, okay, if you can form your own team, go for it. But we can actually try, and we're just thinking about this aloud. But send a message to rivetingtv@gmail.com saying that you're interested in fun cups hosted by us, and that you would just join any random team. We can actually put people in and just form people up on the day, and then just make a mini tournament out of that for like 5v5 or something. Depends how many people turn up.
Yeah, we could.
Good. Tankfest, yeah. Anyone going to Tankfest in England this year? Because we're going, or at least quite a few people. Let's find out. Let's get the details up. Tankfest. I'm sure someone's going to be faster in the chat, but here we go. And it is on the 29th of June to the 30th of June.
Say that again, sorry.
It's from the 29th of June to the 30th of June, from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m.
I'm gonna go. I would love to. So
I'm definitely gonna try my best to be there. I say I'm definitely gonna be there, but that would be promising far too far in advance, because I might be summoned for work. But I'm sure I can schedule it with work and say, hey, I want to go do that. So that's cool. So try and get down there. We'll have a Riveting TV meet there. I know there's already about 5 from the Ink clan that are planning to go. So if we can meet up there and have a day out watching and playing with real tanks, that would be great.
Yep, would.
Right, so instead of us droning on, because we've ran out of topics to talk about, we're going to sign off now, and we will see you tomorrow for my showtime.
Your showtime.
My showtime. And did you say you had something special planned for this Wednesday? When was your Tank Companies coming out?
My Tank Company? It's coming out this Wednesday.
You said something about Tank Companies coming out soon for you again, soon.
Yeah, it is. It's up now. The sign-ups are up, and you can sign up to play on this Wednesday.
And where would they go to sign up, sir?
They would go to the link that Behemoth is going to give them in the chat in just a second.
How convenient!
Yeah.
It's like it's planned. Right, anyway, I've been Dorjan.
And I've been Half-Life 15.
This has been Riveting TV. Thank you for such an amazing lesson today, where we've answered all your questions before you'd asked them. Cheers.